The lock wasn't broken. No glass was shattered. She didn't sneak in. She came through the gate like she always did. Same steps, same light, same keys. She'd done this 1,000 times, and the space never pushed her away. Until that day. She felt it before it happened. That feeling in the chest, not fear, not yet, just distance. A neighbor paused too long on the balcony. The sound of her shoes on the stone felt louder than usual. The wind didn't move anything. And then, voices. Behind her. Calm, official, clipped. "You don't live here, do you?" She didn't flinch. Didn't answer right away. Because she knew. The story needed space. It had started years before. A conversation over tea in a kitchen with broken blinds. "Just take care of it," the woman had said. "It needs someone who sees it." She saw it. The cracked tiles, the garden that never asked for much, the gate that stuck on rainy days. She had stayed, cleaned, paid water, talked to neighbors. Nobody questioned it. Nobody needed to. Until now. She looked at the uniform again. "You don't live here, do you?" Still calm. No anger. But something else. Finality. The kind of tone that says, "We've already decided." But she had something too. Not paper, not a deed, but time. 6 years of care, 6 years of proof. She opened her phone, photos of repairs, receipts, text messages, a message from the woman who'd let her in, old now, living 2 towns away, still with a voice, still with memory. The officers listened. She didn't cry, didn't argue, she just told it. All of it. Straight, plain, real. And maybe that's what landed. Not the proof, not even the law, but the weight of time, of presence, of someone who knew you can't fake belonging. That's what we see every day. Real people, real law, not shouted, not performed, just lived. She stayed not because she fought, but because she didn't run, because she had the right, and because someone finally listened. She opened the window, let the breeze in, and the silence wasn't fear. It was home. She didn't come to claim the house. Not at first. It was just a place that hadn't been touched. No one wanted it. No one fought for it. So she sat on the porch that first weekend like someone who was only asking for air. A house can feel things, and this one didn't resist her. The vines on the side wall were dry, but not dead. The keys, which she still had, turned in the lock without hesitation. No alarm, no questions, just the familiar sound of wood and metal meeting. That first night, she didn't sleep inside. She stayed in the car, window cracked, listening, waiting for something. A knock, a voice, a light to turn on. But nothing came, just frogs, and one rusted wind chime moving slightly in the breeze. She returned the next weekend, then the one after. Then she stopped leaving altogether. At the local cafe, the old man who ran the counter said, "That house needed someone." "You did well." She smiled, half relieved, half unsure. "I'm not sure I'm allowed to be there." He didn't blink. "Nobody else is. That's enough." Still, she checked the registry, just to see. The name still said her grandfather. Nothing new. No red flags. She brought curtains, hung a plant near the kitchen window, started to make tea inside instead of bringing it from a thermos. And still, nothing. No letters, no knocks, no calls. That's when she knew the silence was starting to feel like permission. It was nearly 4 years later when the knock came. A car. New. Quiet. Gray. A man stepped out in polished shoes, holding a folder with a measured smile. not aggressive, not warm. Sorry, do you live here? I do. I believe this property was recently acquired. She didn't answer. He opened the folder. Diagrams. A signature. A deed transfer from a company name she didn't know. You're free to collect your things. We'll be doing some work here starting next month. You're planning to demolish it? Renovate. Possibly subdivide. It's part of a development phase. I've lived here for 6 years, she said. There was no sale notice, no contact, no claim. We followed legal procedure. The registry was updated 2 years ago. The house was unoccupied at the time of transaction. Unoccupied? According to whom? You're not listed as an occupant. I have mail, utilities, neighbors who... None of that's in our system. That was it. The door. The glass between her and the process. A thin, polite wall between reality and record. She wasn't illegal. She was invisible. It was dusk when the police came. 2 officers, calm, casual. The kind of presence designed not to alarm, but always does. She opened the door before they knocked. Good evening, she said before they could speak. We were informed there may be a case of unauthorized occupation at this property. By the company that claims to own it? Yes, ma'am. We're just here to verify. You live here alone? I do. How long? 6 years. Do you have any paperwork for the kitchen I rebuilt, the roof I fixed, or the permission given to me verbally by the last known occupant? They didn't write anything. They nodded and left. But that night she didn't sleep. She sat in the kitchen, lights off, notebook open, and wrote. A timeline, events, dates, phone calls, names. She made tea at midnight, then again at 2 a.m. The moon crossed the room like a quiet witness. She went to the neighbor's house. Joanna, mid-60s, had lived next door since the 1980s. Can I ask you for a favor? Of course. What happened? She explained everything. The man, the folder, the silence that followed. Joanna nodded slowly. That house was empty for years, until you came. Would you write that down? Joanna turned and went inside, returned with a lined notebook and a blue pen. I already am. By the end of the week, she had 5 letters, all handwritten, all from neighbors, all describing her as present, respectful, committed. She mailed it all, to the company, to the registry, to the court. Still no reply. But that's the thing about silence. It fills up space, and when you push back against it, it starts to echo. The reply didn't come in a phone call. It came in an envelope, stamped, typed, cold, a legal notice. She was to vacate the premises in 15 days. She opened her laptop and began drafting her reply. Her lawyer, Anna, was young, sharp, and busy. This isn't clear-cut, but it's not hopeless either. Do you want to fight this? I want to exist on paper the way I exist in real life. Anna filed the opposition, cited long-term peaceful possession, good faith maintenance, and constructive tenancy. Then the waiting began. She let the house breathe, didn't cut anything, didn't fix the hinge on the shed door that squeaked in the wind. Let it sing. The courtroom was small, airless. Everything smelled like paperwork. She wore gray. Not to blend in, but not to shout. The man from the car sat across from her, still polished, still holding a folder. Legal owner since 2021. Property purchased through official channels. Occupant has no lease, no deed, no right to remain. Then Anna spoke, measured, calm, then her turn. Why did you stay? Because they never told me to go. Because they never asked me anything. Because this house didn't ask for proof. It asked for care. And then it ended. You'll be notified. The letter came a month later. The court denied the eviction, recognized her presence, acknowledged the failure to inform, told them to start over properly if they wished. They never did. The house still stands. So does she. She paints because she wants to, not because she needs to. The vines grow. The breeze moves the curtains. Someone waters the garden. And when people ask her what happened, she just says, "They never answered, so I stayed." This is Urban Lawfare. Real stories every day.